What is up, YouTube, and welcome to the Extra Point episode 38. I am Hunter along with Nick. How are you doing, Nick?
Well, Hunter, I'm doing very well. How are you on this
Doing
fine
fan
evening?
fucking tastic, Nick. Doing fan fucking tastic.
You know what? It's getting old. Let's try something. Do something else, huh?
I'll
Come on.
do something else next episode.
Jesus, H.
Alrighty. Anyway,
Oh my.
welcome to the Extra Point episode 38. Here we have got three topics for you, the viewers. All NFC. All NFC in the NFL. The
Yes,
National Football Conference.
that's right.
First topic of the day, Ron Rivera
Something
just
else.
got fired today. We're recording this on Tuesday. Ron Rivera just got fired, so we will be
He
talking
did.
about his firing and the Carolina Panthers' future moving forward.
That
Second
is a good
topic,
idea.
we are talking about the NFC as a whole, the playoff picture, all the teams in the NFC that are in the playoffs, in the wild card, in the hunt,
There's a
and a
lot.
tight division in the NFC West. And then we'll be transitioning to our third topic between the game of the week, the 49ers and Saints. Sounds good, Nick? I think it sounds good.
You're the boss, man. Boss
Thank
man. So,
you. All right. First
tossed it
things
up.
first, we're going to go ahead and move into the first topic of the episode, Ron Rivera and the Carolina Panthers.
Go ahead, Hunter. Good. You've been talking about this. You called this. You told me this like a week ago. You called it.
I did. I did call
Let's
it.
go ahead. Let's hear what you got to hear. What you got to say.
First, I posted on Twitter. I know on my personal Twitter and the Extra Point. Um, I love Ron Rivera as a coach, as
Yes.
a
Yes.
person. He is top five coach in the league, or he was. He still is in
He
my
is.
book.
He is.
He is the man. Two-time coach of the year, NFC champion, been to the Super Bowl, three-time division winner, four-time playoffs. He has a 76, 63, and 1 record as a head coach. He's done a phenomenal job in Carolina. He is the best coach that the Panthers have seen so far. I'm not going to say that it was a bad decision to fire him. I'm not saying it
Interesting.
was. It's time for a change. I get it. The last 2 years have been under his control. He's put together what should have been a top defensive front, and it's not 29th ranked defense in the league. I'm not saying it's a bad decision to move on from Ron Rivera. However, David Tepper is taking a huge risk in firing a head coach such as Ron Rivera because it's unlikely that you're going to get a coach
Yeah.
that's better than him.
And in the middle of the season, mind you.
Right. I mean, I get it. I get why he did it, but he's also talking about firing a bunch of staff as well. He's wanting to start from scratch, fucking brand new team, and put his mark on the Carolina Panthers as a new owner.
That's
And
what you
I'm
do.
completely okay with that. Let's see if it works out. But I just want to go
It's a
ahead and
bold
say Ron
strategy,
Rivera is a
Cotton.
damn good coach.
Yeah.
He will find a job, if not a couple weeks, a couple days. He will be the first coach to get a head coaching job from here on out. So, I mean, the Panthers moving forward. I know David Tepper is a Cam Newton fan, so I think Cam Newton will still be the quarterback for the Carolina Panthers this next year. Christian McCaffrey is still the best offensive weapon in the NFL. You have a damn good offense around you besides the offensive line slacking. Time to get that defensive front up, and I don't know. It's a big risk, but being a Panther fan, I'm scared. I really am. I'm fucking worried. What do you think?
I just can't tell if you're actually worried or if you're
I
happy
am.
that he's no longer there or
No,
if you
I'm
respect him
sad. I'm
or
upset. I was
I
telling you
really don't
earlier.
know what to. I'm pretty upset about it because
I'm
I
upset.
told you earlier he was probably I think he's like the third best coach. You got Bill Belichick, but let's not include that. He's second best coach. Sean Payton, then Ron Rivera. If you ask me, I guess you could throw Pete Carroll and John Harbaugh in the mix. They're also really good coaches.
Yep.
They want a clean house. I get it, but the guy has earned at least the right to finish out the season. I mean, like you mentioned all his accolades. He hasn't been the coach for like 25 years. This is in the essentially about the last decade.
8.5
mean,
years.
exactly. That's impressive. You know, they're really. I don't like what they did to him. I agree with you. I know why. Tepper, obviously, I like an owner that's going to go in. He's not afraid to just, clear the shit out and,
He wants to win.
build his version of a winning team. But give the guy the decency of, look, you've done great stuff for us. You're a good coach. I'll let you finish out the season. Because now, honestly, God, they could have at least aimed for a 500 respectable season. Now I don't know. I just don't like how they did it now. They should have waited. So that's the only thing I feel differently on. Other than that, I agree with you. I think a change probably is necessary, even though I don't blame him. You're going to see a lot more changes. I honestly doubt North Turner's going to be there any much fucking longer either. Whoever's calling plays defensively now, I don't know. I guess it'll be. I don't know. So yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, if Eric Washington, our defensive coordinator, is calling the plays,
then
we are 29th ranked defense in the NFL. We will be 35th behind some fucking college teams.
That's right. Bama and fucking LSU will outdo the Panthers defense.
Oh my God. I mean, so I thought Eric Washington should have gotten fired last year.
Yeah.
But Ron Rivera said, you can still be a coordinator, but I'm calling the defensive plays. Dude, Eric Washington.
You can have the title, but I'm going to do your job for you. That's exactly.
Oh my God. No, so the problem with Ron Rivera, the problem that I've had all these years, he likes to hire within. The only person he really brought out as a coordinator outside the fucking little Panther circle is North Turner. Everybody else has pretty much been in-house.
Well,
and I'm not a big fan.
That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. Because
when you get somebody like Eric Washington who has not done a damn thing as a coordinator, and you don't want to fire him because I don't know if there's a bond there or whatever.
He needs to be
fucking fired. That is fucking pathetic. I'm not a fan of Eric Washington. I am also a firm believer he is a reason that our fucking defense sucks as well. So, but yeah, I get what you're saying with let him finish out the season.
He's done. It's not like he's one of the best coaches in the league.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, your season's probably over. We'll talk about the NFC race and why it's pretty much over, even if y'all went out. But I mean, give the guy the decency. They shouldn't have fired him now. Honestly, if I'll compare it to Jason Garrett, I don't think they should have fired him. I don't think they're going to fire him in the middle of the season. I don't think they should. The fact that they talked about it got me a little upset. You can't fire a coach like that, whether he's, we both say he's not that great. Mr., just sit there and clap his hands the whole fucking time. But he won Coach of the Year. He got you to the playoffs a couple times. Give your head coach the respect. Granted, look, it's not Jay Gruden, okay? That guy should have been fired when the fuck ever. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Yeah. He's been bad the last 3 seasons. So it's not the same situation. That's the only 3. I'm just a little upset there. I have a lot of respect for him, if you can't tell. So I'm a little biased there. He's one of my favorite coaches behind my own, or our own, I should say. So yeah, I don't know. I'm a little hurt by that. I would think he's hurt too. And you know what? The question is now, which of these suck ass teams is going to pick him up? Because what do we got? McCarthy, right? McCarthy still doesn't have a job. Jay Gruden's fucking chilling right now.
Yeah.
And then you got Ron Rivera. Those are the big names. He's going to go first to be picked up by a team over those other jackasses.
They're also talking about Jim Harbaugh coming back to the NFL as well.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I did hear rumors that Michigan was probably going to let him go because he can't beat Ohio State and he can't make it into the top 10. Yeah. So,
I mean,
that's a good idea.
It's just scary. I mean, and you said that you can't tell if I was worried. I am really sad because I love Ron Rivera as a coach and as a fucking a person.
Yeah.
He is a great guy. And yes, it hurts, but also like I said, I don't think it's the wrong thing to do to let him go. Yes, I get letting him finish out the season. I get that. Yeah. But I mean, change is good. Sometimes change is good. It just worries me that we're not going to find a coach as good as Ron Rivera because Mike McCarthy, fuck no. Jay Gruden, fuck no.
Fuck no.
Jim Harbaugh, fuck no.
Do you say no to that? Because he had success with the Niners. I
He
mean, he
did,
fucking helped
but
Colin
there was a
Kaepernick take a team to the Super Bowl.
he
So
did, but there was a lot of fucking locker room shit going on, and I don't know if I want all that, especially with
that's
our fucking
true.
locker room situation.
That is
Uh,
true. Eric Reed. Anyway,
so yeah, I don't know who's gonna be. I don't think they should get rid of North Turner. I love North Turner as an offensive coordinator. Start from scratch on the fucking defense. I'm okay with that because that needs to fucking change.
my thing is, who is your GM? I that's what I was really
That
concerned
is
about.
Marty Ernie. They are also David Tepper also said he's looking for a president and assistant regional manager.
That is what was the actual one? It
Uh,
was assistant.
they the position, if you're an Office fan, the position that North Turner just took is the assistant to the head coach. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Assistant to the head coach.
Assistant to the head coach.
Not assistant head coach, assistant to
Oh
the
my
head coach.
God. I mean, that's a real title, people.
Yeah.
Assistant to the head coach. That's, you know what? Good for him. I hope he owns it and I hope he rocks that fucking title and hope he does very well with being assistant to the head coach. I love that.
Yeah.
I just want to make one prediction here. Okay. Bold prediction. Okay. Ron Rivera will hear me out. A lot of people are going to call me crazy. We talked about it. I think Cliff Kingsbury, this is his last season,
Should
his
be.
first and last season in Arizona. Whoever the owner is, if he has half a brain, all right, he's going to call Ron up, give him whatever the fuck he wants for money, whatever he wants.
Yes.
A couple years. I don't know who their GM is, but they've done a good job bringing in talent. He can turn the offense can stay the same. Whoever's calling plays can keep calling the fucking plays.
Cliff.
Okay, well, they'll get someone that knows how to call the right plays. They have talent everywhere. Okay, they have talent out the ass. You know what? Maybe he'll keep Cliff Kingsbury as an offense coordinator. How cool would that be, huh? He can call the plays. The Cardinals can be a really scary team, as young as they are, as talented as they are.
With
If they
Ron.
could get a defense, I could see that happening.
I
Maybe
would
he's going to be wearing red and
I like
black
that.
next year. I think that can happen.
I like that. Ron Rivera needs to go to the Cardinals. They could possibly pull out a wild card spot next year.
In the
I
first
could see
fucking
it.
year, I believe it.
I could
Yeah.
see it. Also wanted Tampa Bay to let Bruce Arians go because I really want Bruce Arians to coach the
You
Panthers.
want Bruce Arians to
Yeah,
come from Tampa.
yeah.
We'll see.
I
I
want
don't
Bruce
know.
Arians as a head coach for the Panthers. Also, throwing this out there, David Tepper, Mr. Tepper, if you're listening, I would love to be the assistant general manager. I think I could help out.
To the
Assistant to the regional manager, I think I could help out and be a good addition
I
to the
would
Carolina
vouch for that
Panthers.
position.
So
I would root that. I would cheer on so hard.
hook me up, sir, with a spot. I will be there for you. All right, moving on
Wow,
to
that
our
last part was weird.
I will be there for you. Moving on to our second topic. We're going to be talking about the NFC as a whole, the standings, the playoff picture, and we're also going to be talking about the NFC West. Since the Seahawks beat the Vikings last week 37-30, that puts them ahead of the 49ers in the NFC West, and the 49ers are now a playoff team or a wild card team at 10-2. So,
Never in my life.
speaking of NFC, we're going to go ahead and start with the NFC East.
Go ahead.
Well,
You're leading the
okay, there's not
combat.
much to talk about.
You're the NFC man, okay? I'm all in the AOC. You know that. You're the NFC guy. I want you to take it over.
We are talking about the NFC East, probably the division that's been the worst division of football for the past 10 years as a whole. The leading team in the NFC East is the Cowboys at 6-6, who we were talking earlier, honestly, have a good roster. The offense is the number one offense in football.
Really
the defense has like 2 or 3 all-pros on it, a couple Pro Bowlers, some good first-round talent, and they just can't really put it together. It might be coaching. It might not be. I'm not 100% sure. We've discussed it last episode.
Yeah.
Second team is the Philadelphia Eagles at 5-7. Ouch. They just got beat by Miami. They are not clicking.
Yep.
They're injured. The defense, I don't know what the fuck's happening over there. And Carson Wentz, poor guy, is playing his heart out with no fucking talent on that damn team.
Is he, though? Is he playing his heart out?
Playing really well. I
Shit.
think he's
I don't
doing
know.
really good. It's just he has no fucking receivers to throw to. And the team is just shitty. It's a down year for the Philadelphia Eagles. The third team, the team that just beat the Panthers and put Ron Rivera out of a job, the Redskins, who are 3-9, are pretty fucking awful all the way around. They've got Dwayne Haskins, who could be a pretty good quarterback. This rookie year is shitty.
It's not a good rookie year, but
no. But they do have some talent in Gaius as the running back and Terry McLaurin as a receiver. Two young skill position players that they could build a team around if Dwayne Haskins can help out. And then the New York Giants at 2-10, who just got eliminated from playoff contention this last week, have nothing going for them. They have two good skill position players in Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones. Other than that, they fucking suck.
What a start to the season, though, huh? 2-2. Wow, never looked back after that.
Yeah,
poor guys. Yeah, it's just crazy to me that there are 3 10-2 teams in the NFC. One of them has a lesser playoff spot than the fucking 6-6 Cowboys. That almost pisses me off, and it has nothing to do with me. Yeah. The fact that the 49ers have lost 2 games against 2 really good teams, 2 closely contested games, mind you, and and they're a wild card team. It's good that the NFC is that fucking good, okay? But the Cowboys being 6-6 and first in that division, get the fuck out of here, man. I mean, come on, Eagles. What happened? And Cowboys, I'm not even surprised. I bet they win 5 games. I bet they win their last 4 games. I really do. I bet they can win the last 4. And they'll wrap it up. That's what they did last year. Remember that? They started off like 500 or less around the same time. Mm-hmm. Went on a big 5-6 game winning streak to end it. Mm-hmm. I bet that'll happen. But the Eagles, to me, that's so disappointing from that division.
Oh, yeah.
The talent on the team. It's essentially minus what? LeGarrette Blount and fucking Chris Long or something? Mm-hmm. It's the same team that won the Super Bowl 2 years ago. There's no excuse for the terrible play. It almost pisses me off. Doug Peterson, maybe he's lost his touch. He had a little streak going, and he's out. Or, Hunter, dare I say, is Nick Foles truly the only thing good that's ever happened?
Stop that. Don't even.
I'm not saying he's that great,
dude.
But
Carson Wentz is a lot better.
Since he's been gone, shit is kind of spiraling down. I don't know.
But you got to look. They had nothing but injuries on that fucking team. Their whole receiving core was hurt. Nelson Aguilar can't catch a ball.
Well, they got a good-ass offensive line for the run, and they got a couple good running backs.
Shout out to Lane Johnson, highest-paid offensive lineman in the NFL right now, by the way.
Such a shout-out. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the East sucks. But the Cowboys have a playoff spot right now, and they could be dangerous in the playoffs if they get their shit together and get on this big winning streak that they did last year. I mean,
well, I don't know if they'll be dangerous, but I think they can maybe win a playoff game. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving on to the NFC North, probably the most stout division in football. We have the Green Bay Packers at 9-2, the Minnesota Vikings 8-4, Chicago at 6-6, and the Detroit Lions, who now have their playoff hopes gone and erased, at 3-8-1. Green Bay, their offense is fucking stellar. Aaron Rodgers, we talk about him a lot. He is he is the man, the most dangerous West Coast mobile quarterback in the NFL. West Coast quarterback in the NFL, no doubt about it. There's no stopping that offense unless you're the fucking Chargers on a damn surprise week. No stopping the offense. It's going to be very hard to stop that team in the playoffs. The Vikings, we saw them play last week on Monday Night Football, almost squeaked out a win against the Seahawks, who have Russell Wilson. So, I mean, Kirk Cousins did very well. Dalvin Cook did all right. The offense played great. The defense fucking sucks for some damn reason. It should be a lot better than they are playing right now, but that's besides the point.
On paper, it should be one of the best in football.
Yeah. So, and by the way, they play each other in Week 16. They're a game apart. Play each other in Week 16.
That's going to be huge.
Could be the deciding factor. Who gets a bye week, or actually not a bye week, but who gets the number one seed in the division and who gets the wild card. So
Yep.
stay tuned for that, but it's going to be a good one. Both two powerhouse fucking offenses.
Yep.
I can't wait.
Yeah, that's going to be, first of all, there's another, this is the second division with two playoff teams as of right now. Packers sitting in top of the division at 9-3. Vikings wild card spot 8-4. You know how I feel about the Vikings. I think they're inconsistent. When they play well, when Kirk Cousins is on his shit, when that run game's on its shit, they rarely lose. They put up 31 points against Seahawks the other night, and they lost the game. Their defense has been iffy, but they're not that. I think they'll be okay down the stretch. But the Packers, to me, are very overrated. Their offense is great, and we can't talk enough about how good they are, and Aaron Rodgers is a fucking beast. That's just another year, honestly. But their defense, though I guess statistically it is slightly better than last year and previous years, is still not that great. It's still a team that I can't see in the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers, they're going to have to put up 30-plus points every game to win, which I suppose they can do. But my money's against that. So, I doubt they do any damage unless their defense has a major turnaround, and that is possible. But I'm just not a fan of their defense. As far as the Bears go, the fact that they're still in the hunt and haven't been eliminated yet, being 6-6, blows my mind. I guess the 6 wins they have were pretty big ones, maybe in their division. I don't know how that's possible, but I don't think they're going to make it in. And once again, Hunter, God bless the Detroit Lions. They lost another good game, close game. This one to the Bears, had a third-string quarterback in. I feel so bad. I don't know the number, but their average point differential for losses has to be 4 to fucking 5. I mean, they so close every game. I feel so bad. Poor Lions. That's all I got to say about them. Poor Lions.
I'm going to go ahead and say, before we go any further, so you have your division winners or leaders, you have your wild card teams, and then you have your in the hunt. The team that is in the hunt, that has the best record, is the Chicago Bears at 6-6.
That's
right
ridiculous.
Under them is the Eagles at 5-7, and then the two wild card teams are 10-2 and 8-4.
What sense does that make? I don't understand.
We already know who's in the playoffs and who's not, unless they lose 4 in a row. So, just wanted to get that out of the way. Moving on to the NFC South, though, the Saints have already locked up the division, and I think already have locked up a bye week, or home field advantage at least, at 10-2. Second place is Tampa Bay at 5-7, Panthers 5-7, Atlanta at 3-9. Carolina still has to play New Orleans and Atlanta each one time. So New Orleans is a great team. They have a great offense, an average defense, who actually is surprising. But like I've said in the past, this is their last year. So if they don't win out, or if they don't win at all this year, they're going to be rebuilding next year. I hate to say it, but they've got 6 or 7 people starting that they have to sign. And after signing Michael Thomas to a $100+ million deal, they're not going to be able to afford it.
Nope.
So the New Orleans, they got to win out, hopefully get home field advantage, get a bye in there. That's what they're playing for. I don't know if they're going to do it, but we'll see. They've got a lot of talent in the other divisions to fight for home field. But, I mean, Tampa and Carolina are still in the hunt, technically.
Somehow.
They're not going to do it. Like I said earlier, the bottom wildcard team is, I think, 8-2 at them, or 8-4.
8-4.
So they're not going to do it unless the Vikings lose every fucking game, and the Eagles lose every fucking game, and the Bears lose every fucking game. They're not going to be able to catch it. So Atlanta, no hope. Not even fucking going to talk about them. It's all New Orleans in this division. I was talking about the NFC East being shitty.
It is.
NFC South is right there beside them. So
it's the second shittiest, I think, statistically, number speaking. It's shocking, really, because don't we always talk about how NFC South is like the most
stacked?
Normally it's what you see from the NFC West this year. It's like you got 2 teams, one's in, One's in a wild card, another one's in the hunt. You know, most of the time you get at least 3 of the 4 that are 500 or above.
Yep.
This year it's just not looking good. Although the Bucks are surprising me, I didn't expect them to be good at all. So I think they're actually doing pretty damn well this year. Saints are doing okay. I like you said, this is their last year, big contract year for them. It's just a numbers game. Unfortunately, they will not be able to sign all these players. Those including Cam Jordan and Marshawn Lattimore. For those of
Yep.
you, so that's their
A.J.
defense.
Klein.
So yeah, so a lot of players are going to
Falcons.
lose in the offseason. So not that they're going to fall off a cliff and pull
Again.
Falcons be 3-9 for no fucking reason at all. But they're not going to be a Super Bowl contender after this year for at least a few years. So
Right.
they're right where they're. I'm pretty sure actually they are first in the NFC over the other couple of 10-2 teams. So good for them. Bucks having a good year. Panthers, you all know, preseason on paper before
That's your
Cam
Super Bowl
got
team.
hurt. Super Bowl team, man. And what are they on? 4 losses in a row. Ship has sailed. I hate it for them. If the cards went together, if the defense played like they're capable of, if Cam Newton didn't get hurt, I think they would have been that contending team. They would have
Ron
been
would still
right
have a
behind the
job.
Saints. But ifs don't count. And yeah, let's just not talk about the Falcons because there's no reason. Should put up 48 points a game. They don't. Dan Quinn. Oh, another coach that will be fired.
Probably
Dan
will be
Quinn,
fired.
most definitely. About the day after their last game in Week 17.
What if
So,
Atlanta picks up Ron Rivera? Oh my
oh
God.
no, the
No,
rival.
let's not let
Oh
that
my
happen.
gosh, that would mean.
Let's
How
not
about
let
here's
that.
a scenario, people. Okay, Ron Rivera goes to Atlanta. For some crazy reason, the Panthers can get Hunter's dream and pick up Bruce Arians, and then the Falcons. Oh, I'm sorry. Then the Buccaneers get Dan Quinn. What a fucking switcheroo that would be. How fucking crazy would that be? That could happen.
It
It's
could.
kind of realistic. I'm
Could.
rooting for that to happen, just so everyone knows. It's really weird, but I hope that happens. That'd be so crazy.
By the way, the NFC South 2 years ago, I do believe the Saints won it at 13-3, and the Falcons and Panthers both made it to the playoffs with wild card spots at 11-5.
They did. That's right. They had 3 in the division, and now we have
So
1 guaranteed and 3 pretty much knows.
yeah,
So,
it's
wow.
amazing what happened in fucking 2 years.
Mhm.
Moving on to another stout division, and this is going to come down to the wire. We just said it. The Seahawks are winning the division after yesterday with at
it's
10-2, 49ers at 10-2, and the Rams and Cardinals.
Yep.
Rams 7-5, Cardinals 3-8-1, and they are done, eliminated. Dunzo. Oh, so the Seahawks. I mean, Russell Wilson is that team. I mean, you cannot be. They will not be. They have a losing record without fucking Russell Wilson. He is the best mobile quarterback in the NFL.
That's
Should be
exactly
MVP.
why.
Statistically, should be MVP. But the hype is with Lamar Jackson, so he will fucking get it.
Yeah, Russell Wilson 100% should be MVP.
Yes.
He has 10 solely he has 10 wins for his team.
Yes.
10 wins by himself. Every game they win is because of the numbers and the plays that he makes to win the game.
Yeah.
Every single one. It's ridiculous. Against any team, they played some good teams, big wins. They beat the 49ers in what I think is probably still the game of the year. That overtime thriller,
Oh, yeah.
back and forth. And really, here we are. We go back to that game, and this is huge. Both teams 10-2. Seahawks have the upper hand with that victory. It's really tough having that. I'm assuming they play one more time before it's all said and done. I don't know if they played each other
right
twice.
now.
That's going to be huge. Whenever that is, if they haven't played twice already, that will be a huge game. Depending on what happens around the rest of the NFC, hell, Seahawks went out in the 40. When do they play?
Week 17.
Oh my goodness.
Sunday night.
Oh my God. I will cancel any plans that I may have had. That is
Sunday night.
So that's going to be intense. The Rams are in the hunt at 7-5. That's how impressive the NFC is. They're 7-5 and they're in the hunt. I'm fairly certain there's one 7-5 team in the AFC, first in their division, and there's about two other
7-4.
7-5 teams that are in the wild card. So that tells you
8-4
the
now.
difference right there. And then, like you said, the Cardinals, that's
They should be
potential, but
very
it's
good.
not
Their
there.
defense. Yeah.
We'll see Ron Rivera pull them into a wild card team next year.
I'd be great because I don't mind the Cardinals. But yeah, San Francisco, they lost a hard fought game to Lamar
Yep.
Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. The offensive line, shout out to the Ravens offensive line and only the Ravens offensive line for literally parting the fucking Red Sea for Lamar Jackson and Mark Ingram to run through against the top defensive front in the NFL when it comes to run stopping and pass rushing. Phenomenal. And they just fucking parted the Red Sea on them every single fucking play.
Yep.
And by the way, close match or a close game. And I was actually pulling for the 49ers to win it, but sadly, Lamar Jackson had to fucking win it and get more hype around his ass. So, but yeah, NFC West is a fucking close one. And like I just said, we're talking about the Packers and the Vikings playing each other for the division in week 16. You got to think the Seahawks beat the 49ers, so they are a game up. They are both 10-2, and they play each other in week 17. This will be for home field advantage.
Yep.
And probably for the number one seed.
Depending on the situation, one of those teams could technically not even make the playoffs. So this is huge. The next few weeks are huge for both teams, for any team really.
For any team in the NFC.
But that last week is going to be insane. The first game was by far there's been a lot of great games. It's been a really good year for NFL as far as matchups go.
Yeah.
That last week could top or be just as good as the first matchup, an overtime thriller in which Russell Wilson pulled it out in the final seconds. We could see that again. So get ready for that week 17.
And the Seahawks are 6-0 on the road this year, and they're playing in San Francisco. So,
damn.
Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be a tough one, and I can't fucking wait for that matchup. But speaking of the NFC West, we're going to go ahead and go into our third and final topic. We have the 49ers at the Saints.
Yep.
This coming week, 1 o'clock p.m., week 14 of the NFL regular season. This is a big fucking game. We were just talking about if the 49ers lose this game, or if the 49ers win this game against the Saints, and the Seahawks lose against the Rams, the 49ers are now fucking first place and a game ahead. So, this is a big matchup. 10-2 49ers, 10-2 Saints, 1 o'clock in New Orleans. Who do you got and why?
In New Orleans, and that's why I have the Saints. Although an upset, I guess you can call it an upset, but truthfully, they're about evenly matched, honestly. It's Drew Brees versus one of the best defenses in football. That's already a great matchup there. It's a good, solid quarterback in Jimmy Garoppolo against a solid defense. That's a good matchup there. There's going to be a lot of awesome plays made. These are two teams that have straight up skill. Defensively, obviously, more or less for the 49ers, but they have skilled players, guys that make all those plays you want to see on ESPN, SportsCenter Top 10. Drew Brees has Michael Thomas, Ted Ginn, and Alvin Kamara. Dare I go any further? I mean, it's just going to be one of those exciting games. The 49ers, dude, power to them, man. They have had some tough schedule. They played some really, really good teams this year. And they've lost some. They've won some. And I got a lot of respect for them this year. They have done some good stuff against a lot of good teams. Here's another really tough game back-to-back, for Christ's sake. They just played the fucking Ravens. I think they're power ranked first in football now. Now they got to go play the number one team in the NFC and the Saints. So, and like you mentioned, they need to win.
They need to win this game.
Seahawks, I mean, obviously, like you said, everyone needs to win. Seahawks need to win. But they're playing the Rams. Yeah, that's somewhat of a big game for them as well. But Seahawks over Rams is pretty reasonable after how the Rams are playing this year. 49ers over Saints, man, that's a huge game for them. They got to get the win. Saints honestly could lose out and they'll be okay. They won't be first, but they have won their division. They are in the playoffs, guaranteed. I think, honestly, the only team right now that is in the playoffs. Only team. So, It's not
in
that
the
big for
NFC.
them. Obviously, it'd be a good win going in, but to me, it's just the 49ers have to win the game.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's going to happen because of the man, the myth, the legend, Drew Brees, and they're playing in the dome, which obviously we all know is a tough place to play and win. So there you go. It's my 2 cents.
See, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and go the opposite of what you just said.
Interesting.
I completely agree with you. The NFC is very tight race right now. Every single team that we are talking about, wild card, division leaders, and in the hunt, needs to win. It's a big game for the 49ers, not so much the Saints, but they still would like to win to get home field advantage in first place.
Yeah.
However, I'm going to go the 49ers on this. I think their offense is, I mean, the number 2 rushing offense in the league. We just saw what the Panthers did to the Saints 2 weeks ago. Put up fucking 30
That is
plus points
true.
on them.
Yep.
Granted, held the help with the refs because the refs, I'm pretty sure, wanted the Panthers to win that game. But anyway, they didn't. So
Okay.
I think the Saints are not going to really be able to stop that run offense. And if they do, they also got to have to worry about Emmanuel Sanders, Deebo Samuel, and Jimmy fucking Garoppolo and that damn passing attack, which is actually surprised me this year, and they're doing really good. So I'm going to go 49ers. On the offensive side of the ball for the Saints and the defensive side of the ball for the 49ers, Drew Brees is a fucking legend. Michael Thomas is a damn great receiver, all pro, phenomenal. Alvin Kamara can make some fucking guys miss like there's no tomorrow. A great offense for the Saints. But what I have seen when watching Drew Brees play against the Panthers, who have had a great defense over the past years, he struggles when under pressure. And what do the 49ers have that a lot of teams don't have?
Nick
A great
Bosa and
defense
fucking
and a great,
DeForest Buckner.
yeah, a fucking damn good pass rush. So
Yep.
if the 49ers can get to Drew Brees, that's all she wrote. I think Drew Brees could throw 3 to 4 fucking interceptions because he's not
Jesus.
good under
Okay.
pressure.
That's
He's not.
now
It's a
that's a
bold
little
statement.
far-fetched.
I think Drew Brees will throw multiple interceptions.
Oh shit.
I think the 49ers will win. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I think the 49ers will win in New Orleans. Drew Brees will
Wow.
not have a very good game, will throw multiple interceptions, and the 49ers will remain tied for the fucking NFC West because I don't think the Seahawks are going to lose to the fucking Rams Sunday night. So
That's a bold ass prediction. The multiple interceptions. It's Drew Brees in prime time, man. Come on. I mean, give him
Drew Brees is a good
put some
quarterback,
respect
but
on it, man.
I've seen it. I've seen it happen. I've
He's in
seen
the
Drew
dome.
Brees
He's
throw
in the
4
dome, though.
picks in a
He's
game
in the dome. He's got
last
Michael
year.
Thomas. He's got an O line.
Last year, under pressure, what does he do in the NFC Championship? Throws a pick right to a fucking linebacker in overtime. I'm just saying. I've seen it happen too many
We'll
times.
see. I mean, if you're right, I'll be shocked. I really will, but we'll see. I mean, that would shock the hell out of me.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Tune in next week where we have our episode 39 of The Extra Point and a much fucking tighter race in the NFC, tighter than it is now. That's what she said. Thank you guys for watching. Do you have anything else?
No, I do not. I enjoyed the episode and the topics. Please like, subscribe, and leave comments for topics you would like us to discuss.
Definitely.
That rhymed, I think. Discuss and us. So,
all right,
America.
Tune in next week, and we will catch you later.